Chances are, if you are in the corporate field or if you're a college student, you've experienced information overload. Now you might be wondering what that means. As @Brian Solis explains it, information overload is a symptom of our desire to not focus on what's important in the moment. It is a choice. The term was originally coined by Bertram Gross, a political science professor at Hunter College in 1964. He contended that information overload occurs when the amount of input into a system exceeds its processing capacity. Decision makers have fairly limited cognitive processing capacity. Consequently, when information overload occurs, it is likely that a reduction in decision quality will occur. In layman's terms, that means when a system or person gets more information than they can handle, their decisions begin to lack the quality that they normally would have. So what causes information overload? Besides the normal social media outlets such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, other factors can also play a role in information overload, such as radio, television, etc. An example where social media can play a role in information overload is when your friends are tagging you in memes on Facebook, people are liking your selfies on Instagram, and are snapping you at the same time. Your attention is essentially split up into 3 different social media outlets, thus deteriorating your interactions on those sites. The steady flow of high volume information also plays a role in information overload. For example, nowadays if we don't know the answer to a question, it's easy, just Google it. We have an entire database of information at our fingertips that we can access within seconds. An example of this could be the fake news articles that we studied earlier in the semester, where people literally made a career out of making fake news. Opposing political arguments can also be an example of this. So where can information overload occur? Web and application design is a common field in which information overload can occur. A concept to keep in mind is the KISS concept. Keep it simple, stupid. Providing balanced and supported information can also alleviate information overload. The most common area where information overload occurs is in the classroom or while studying. We've all experienced multitasking, where we text in class while paying attention to the professor. While we may think that might be the optimal use of our time, it's often not the case. Another example of multitasking could be listening to music while writing an essay. Oftentimes, I'll find myself listening to music while writing an essay and accidentally type the lyrics instead of what I'm supposed to write about. Information overload plays a role in this situation because my brain is both processing the lyrics of the song and trying to explain what I'm trying to say in the essay at the same time. This clearly demonstrates that our brains are not wired to multitask. You think you're concentrating on 2 things, but in reality, you are splitting your attention. In doing so, you damage your hypothalamus, the region of your brain responsible for regulating hormones. So as you can probably tell, multitasking for a prolonged period of time can cause severe damage to your brain. Furthermore, studies have shown that multitasking lowers IQ. In a recent study at MIT, scientists looked at proficient multitaskers, or so they claimed, and to determine whether or not they could actually multitask. The study showed that the students who believed that they could multitask actually did both of those tasks worse than they normally would if they paid attention to one task at a time. So, what are some ways that you can avoid multitasking and information overload? Number 1, turn on Do Not Disturb mode. Before filming this video, I turned on Do Not Disturb on my laptop and my phone, so I could concentrate on filming this video. Taking breaks while studying can also help in limiting information overload. The suggested time ratio to which you should study and take breaks is 52 minutes of studying versus 17 minutes of break. Grouping similar tasks together can also help limit information overload. This forces your brain to pay attention to the tasks for the allotted time in order to accomplish the task. Massive databases of information available at our fingertips shortens our attention spans and causes us to focus less and less on day-to-day tasks. Information overload and multitasking in the classroom not only hinders the learning experience, but also limits the retention of information over time. So I hope you were able to learn a little bit about information overload, and I hope you'll think twice before looking at your phone in class.